Hello, and welcome to SHRF's how-to videos. This video will focus on inviting an individual to the application. Principal applicants can invite individuals to an application at either the eligibility draft or application draft stage. When inviting an individual, you will be able to place them in one of three project roles: applicant investigator, supporter, or personnel. So to begin the invitation process, make sure you've logged into the RMS, and underneath applications, you'll go to the appropriate application. So for this one, we will be doing an eligibility. You'll then find that and open up your application. And then what you will do is under application details, you'll scroll to the project roles. Here you're able to get a bit of information about adding someone. If you're having any issues, we have the help desk at shrf.ca email right here for you. And then what it'll do is give you a bit of a description for each of the project roles. So this will help you to decide when inviting someone which role fits best for them. So as I said, there's the applicant investigator, the personnel, and the supporter role. Also, just so you know, there is a grant writer role. These individuals aren't on the grant itself, but they are there as a support to help you write your grant. So we'll go into the applicant investigator role. So you'll click on the invitations button. And then what you'll see is an empty list view. So to add someone, click on the plus button and then start filling in the information. You'll then want to identify for this application if they're going to be holding a co-principal investigator role or a co-investigator role. You can see our SHRF funding guide, which was recently updated, to get an idea of what each of these hold, but it's just what level of responsibility they'll have. For this one, we'll give them the co-principal. And the status of draft, that means that's the invitation is in draft. Once you have put that in, you can click save. Please note that save does not send the invitation. And then you can add another individual as well. And you can continue adding individuals until you have everyone you need in the applicant investigator section. I like to make sure I hit save each time. A couple things to keep in mind is this email will validate for you. So if you did have an extra space or you forgot the @ sign, it will tell you that, but do make sure that you spell things correctly, otherwise the invitation will not send. Another thing to keep in mind is to ask your invited individuals if they have an RMS profile already, and if they do, ask them what their username is, and that will be the email you send it to. So once you've found out that information, you have everything in here, you'll click invite. It'll make sure that you actually want to send these invitations. You'll say yes. You may say no if you see a mistake going on. And then you'll see that the invites have sent and the status changes from draft to invited. Now, if you find out that someone, you'll have to give them a couple minutes, but say you find out the next day that someone didn't receive their email, you are able to resend individual emails just by clicking on the resend invite. And it'll ask again, are you sure you want to resend this invitation? You'll click yes, and it'll go forward and do that. Other things you can do here at any time is if you decide that you would like to cancel an invitation, you would then click this button. Again, it'll check to make sure you want to do this. You click yes, and that will remove them from the application. And you can do this at any time. So once you've done that and you've invited your people, you'll then see that they will show up in the list view here, and it'll have that status. What'll happen to principal applicants can keep an eye on things and can see when people have accepted. So this will change when they accepted. And that way, if you are close to the eligibility deadline or the application deadline, you can send a reminder to your applicants that they need to complete this invitation. And as I said, if at any time you need any help, please contact helpdesk@shrf.ca. And that is inviting an individual to your application.